Why on earth do grown men whine about passport brothers exercising options? Why does one grown man care about another grown man going overseas to date grown women? I can halfway understand why many bitter Western women shame and insult men for rejecting them and choosing better options internationally, because they're jealous and, whether they admit it or not, know that their pool of potential husbands is quickly shrinking, so I understand that. But the men who shame and insult passport bros are bizarre to me. They hurl insults like the women do. Do they secretly want to marry these guys or something? Are these guys from broken homes where there was no strong father figure? It's baffling. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can keep this new channel growing. Some gentlemen suspect these kinds of men who hate men going overseas to date are dating coaches who get a lot of money from lonely women, and so they are simply pandering to their female audience. This might be true for some of these anti-passport guys, probably. Others say these passport hater guys are just jealous because, for whatever reason, they can't get a passport or afford to regularly go overseas. I suspect this might be more likely. But I also think some of these bizarre guys are simply in their feminine energy. They have been so under the witchcraft spell of the matriarchal matrix that they don't realize they are themselves subconsciously feminine. I'm dead serious. Outwardly, they may look like men, but deep down inside, they seem to be more like women, apparently. I find this to be especially true among men raised by single mothers. Their mom's pain is their pain. Her bitterness is their bitterness. When she insults men in front of her sons, they also feel the same resentment towards men. So when they grow up and see other women in the West bashing men for using their passports to find better options overseas, they get in their feminine feelings and by instinct bash those same men using the same sign language as the more ardent feminist. One of the common shaming tactics these guys use against passport brothers is that they got no game, that they don't know how to handle American women. They're not good enough to shoot their shot at demanding Western women. They need to step their game up. Stupid stuff. As I mentioned in a previous video, who on earth wants to quote unquote handle a woman? That's not natural for feminine women. Quote unquote handling is only done for wild animals. And the last time I checked, women are not animals. If a woman has gotten to the point in her psychological maturity where she has sacrificed true femininity for masculine energy, then that is a turnoff for a lot of guys. Gentlemen don't handle masculine women. They marry feminine ones. That's simple. All right. Let me go back to this silly notion that men who do passport dating have no game. This sounds like what a lot of silly women say without any facts, just all emotional psychobabble. I personally have no problem dating American women, overseas women, and even foreign women who come here. I am in great shape as I work out regularly and of muscular build, 6 feet tall. I am handsome, make well over 6 figures for many, many years, well endowed in the bedroom, and very sociable as I know a lot of women in very social circles. I can personally attest to the fact that although I do like American women I'm dating, I like them. There's a distinct difference in feminine mindset that favors foreign women. I'm sorry. Women in the West have generally lost the art of being feminine and what a family is. They no longer know how to manage a household so that the man can go out there and provide for his family. They want men to be both the traditional provider and share the household duties, sometimes with the man doing most of the internal and external household chores. I kid you not. Not to say this mindset is not showing up among some foreign women, but by and large, the typical non-Western woman does better being feminine and of the household mindset, household-minded. They know how to take care of their man better. I'm sorry to say it. Hey, well, sorry, not sorry. It's just true. Again, I don't want to hear any silly shaming tactics, as I still date Western women with no problem. But I am hesitant to get married because they just don't know how to be wives anymore, or how to prepare themselves to be wives. There used to be those wife schools back in the day. They don't have wife schools and charming schools anymore like they used to. They don't want to listen to men about what men want anymore. They used to care about men's preferences, but that's no longer the case. I've had several very attractive women who wanted to have my children out of wedlock, which, though flattering, is a big red flag that they don't appreciate the importance of family. And so I politely rejected their offer. They don't cook anymore also, though they want men who know how to cook. And I've had more than one woman be impressed that I can cook, which is cool, but then they couldn't cook, which is not cool. You don't find this nonsense typically with non-Western foreign women. If you ask Western women what's the role of a man and woman in marriage, they generally no longer know like they once did. They have weird, vague ideas about the roles that are simply made up to suit their modern woman Disney fantasy whims, basically. No gentleman wants to sign up for that nonsense. The few women who may have a better sense of marriage and family seldom, if ever, put themselves in position to be found and chosen by men. They have the misconception that God will become their personal genie in a bottle and form a man out of their ribs and magically hand over perfect men to them like God presented Eve to Adam. I kid you not. Or some women assume that because the book of Proverbs, here we go with that one, they butchered that book. The book of Proverbs says that he that finds a wife finds a good thing, that they're not supposed to lift a finger to do anything to show interest in a man, that men are supposed to go to wherever they hang out with their girlfriends at, read their minds, and approach her and her nosy friends and to have a chance at dating her, basically. Hell to the gnaw, ladies, hell to the gnaw. You don't find this with non-Western women typically. When foreign women see a man they want, they are proactive and put themselves in position to be chosen. They're not easy, but they know how to do this. It's not being easy. And this is like Western women used to do. You know, that damsel in distress kind of thing way back in the day. Women don't do that anymore. And these foreign women are usually fit, feminine, attractive, and sociable, more so than you see in the West. That is just a reality. If you haven't dated outside of America, then just be quiet. You don't know. Men who've been outside, they know. All right, I have to say from personal experience, I have had more pleasant dates with highly attractive foreign non-Western women. They know men better, period. I didn't have to quote unquote handle them, as they were already in their feminine energy and quite comfortable there. I remember one very attractive woman from Venezuela, ooh la la, who was very feminine and knew the art of sending choosing signals very well. And she was not playing any validation games I've seen with some American women. Her choosing signals were genuine, and we had some whirlwind dates while she was here in the States for a couple of weeks. I never made it down to Venezuela to visit her, and she did invite me. And in hindsight, doggone, I really should have. But there are more women out there, so I didn't really worry about that. There was no sweat off my back. All right, I'll wrap up by saying that men who shame and insult other men for exploring dating options outside America should stop being nosy like silly women and focus on your own dating life. I really can't recall a time in the past, and I'm an older guy, where grown men shamed other grown men about their dating preferences. That's embarrassing, guys. Stop that. That must be one of the signs of the end times, apparently, when men act like women to shame other men for who they dated. Who does that? Why do they do that at? Man up, doggone it, you passport haters. Man up, doggone it. Let these men be. I wish all men well in their dating pursuits, no matter what they prefer. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can keep this new channel growing. Until grown, feminized men keep their nose out of other men's dating habits, the apocalypse of good men will continue. Welcome to the Brother Apocalypse.